when you hit that, there we go.
All right, so
Yeah, man.
no, I got it. So I was gonna say with Gio, everything you said I do agree with, and I think a huge part too with like the success being scary and stuff like that is I think when you're consistent with your performance as well, that helps out a ton because I think a lot of times, and this is more like on the I don't want to really consider it success, but when you go viral in something, so like with social media, right? There's sometimes where you see somebody that they do a video, whether it might be like a funny dance, maybe even a song, it goes viral, right? But because they had no work building up to that point, after that viral point, they tend to fall off. So typically,
Mhm.
if you are consistent with the quality of your work, consistent with your behavior, consistent with being genuine, everything like that, when you do reach that spike, quote unquote, go viral, or you do get success, I think it will aid in because you've been so consistent. It's gonna really help you out, be level-headed, and not necessarily fear too much about the success because you've been doing everything that you've been doing for so long already. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one piece I
Big
wanted to
fact.
add on to everything that you just said. But Robbie, you was gonna say
I
something
had,
too?
I had
Um,
one. I had
uh,
one point. I had one point.
Yeah.
With the success that comes in, and pretty much having consistency throughout your progress, there's another thing that comes in, and that's the pressure of maintaining and sustaining that whole entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like once you reach a certain level of of having a certain amount of money and a reputation and so forth and so on, keeping it consistent and staying
You're frozen.
uh right. He is frozen. I don't know. Joe,
Being
are you
consistent
frozen?
and oh man, yeah.
Oh, goodness, man.
Oh
He
man, yo,
probably
I'm gonna keep it
he's
rolling.
we'll finish it. We'll keep it
I'm
rolling
gonna keep it
for him.
rolling. But like,
I'm pretty sure.
go
Mhm.
ahead, go ahead.
I was
You
gonna say, man, Andy, the consistent foundation. You need it. Like right now, I feel like there's levels of consistencies. There's different levels of wins for consistency. I said my first goal was to hit 315. I'm at 315. Now it's time to take the second win. And that second win is the hardest win, dog. The first level's always easy. You ever notice that? You take a layup, you make that first shot. Easy. You take a couple steps back, the shot gets a little bit harder, but still easy. It's not until you're at the free throw line or the 3-point line that's when the shot gets a little harder. Because you might make it or you might miss. But that percentage of you making it when you go for that layup, it's a lot easier. Joe said he has to get back to work. It is all good. So Andy, you and I will finish this episode. It's
no,
all
yeah,
good. Just
sounds good.
text me that.
All right.
Yeah,
No,
man.
no, no.
So
Yeah, I was just
yeah,
gonna say
man.
to caveat off of what you just said. I do agree with you, and I think another part to that in terms of when you do reach new goals and reach new heights, uh, it always tends you never make it. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes people will be like, like I have this set goal that I want to get to, but when you get
Mm-hmm.
there, there's always going to be another step to go to. So in terms of how you just said it,
Mm-hmm.
I once had to go to bench 315. You finally bench 315, and then once you get 315, you're already looking past the next one. You're already looking at 405. Maybe for some people
Yep.
they're already looking at 325. And it's just a matter of there's always more that you could do. And I think superstar. I think in terms of that too, it's like that's how you kind of want to grow because whether it might be in business, whether it might be in education, it's all about positioning. So
Uh-huh.
when you do get to a level of success, it then becomes all right. How can I now impact a certain amount of people with the role that I now have? And then
All right. Mm-hmm.
that becomes their success is now attached to your success. You know what I'm saying? Or your success expounding, if that makes sense. So yeah, man.
Right.
But Virginia, please finish your point, man. I know you got to go to work and everything like that, but we would love to hear your point before you head out. I think you froze again.
Oh, he froze again.
Yeah, you froze again. Go ahead, Robert.
Oh my goodness, man. We'll hold it down. We'll keep holding it down, man. But yo, dog, like I said, you gotta be very consistent. There's different levels of wins. So I'm looking at 405, Andy, and I'm not gonna lie, it's so crazy. Every single level mindset, you almost approach it the same way. The same things creep up, the same fears, the same doubts. It's unbelievable because when I got back to benching again, I'm like, yo, 315 is, man, it's kind of getting hard. But when I did it twice, I'm like, oh, this is easy. Now my mind's like, okay, 405. Oh man, can I do it? Or am I gonna look like that guy, that caveman that they had on that TV at the gym? He started off benching small. He started curling little weights. I don't know if you ever seen it. He started benching small dumbbells. Then he started benching bigger dumbbells. And every single time he benched bigger dumbbells, his body got bigger until he became a big muscle freak. I don't know if you know the commercial I'm talking about. You ever seen it?
I know you're
Yeah,
talking.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, yo, he looks disgusting, man. I don't want to get that big. I
But,
said at 405, I'm putting it to a stop because I don't think the average person can bench 405. I'm gonna put
but
it to a stop.
no, I do want to say something. So in regards to that though, like it's the same thing. Like I was saying before, that's just the progression. So in terms of that commercial, it was funny because of how fast he was progressing. But that's typically how the progression goes. It starts off with you're only able to handle maybe like 10, 20-pound dumbbells right now. But the more time you spend in the gym, the more time you spend under the bar, the more time you focus on your technique, you do get stronger and stronger, more proficient. Now, I would say this being a trainer, the stronger that you do get, it does get more difficult because there's things that you want to be mindful of because it's going to be harder for you to recover, and that's a huge part in your growth as well, in terms of weight training and everything like that. But you can still reach that goal. And so I think a lot of times when it comes to and this coming down to anything, a lot of people have to really understand that first and foremost, it's going to take time. I think a lot of times where people being in the 21st century and having that microwave mentality of I want everything right now, but you're not ready to receive your goal right now. It's something that a lot of pastors say in the church. It's like you're not prepared for the blessing that you're praying for, and it's like that's exactly what it is, and it's the journey that prepares you for that destination, for that blessing that you pray for and that you want. And I think people really have to hone in on that and understand that because the real blessing is the journey, So yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, man, yeah, you definitely said it right, Andy. Like, man, it's that the person that you become, and it does prepare you because now you could put it on the bar anytime. 315, I'll do it. I'll do it. I remember one guy doing it in high school, fresh. He didn't want to warm up. He didn't want to get no sets in. He just wanted it straight on 315 because he could do more reps. He didn't want to do it with a level of exhausting. And I'm like, you cheated, man. You need to see how much mental stamina you got, how much muscle stamina you got. That's not real. It's fake. I wish I could just go on the real weight that I wanted to do, but my muscles are like, hey, what are you doing? You got to warm up first. Ain't no blood flowing. Ain't no blood flowing, man. And it's crazy. And how you said with the oatmeal, I'm literally watching the stomach fat go down. It's unbelievable. But if I would go down in a week, I would be so angry. It's not gonna work. All these weight loss pills, all this bullshit they coming up with. You got a little machine that you could put on your stomach, and now you have a six pack. I don't know if you've seen those Facebook ads. All those YouTube athletes, all those people that are already ripped, they just put them on. It's hilarious, man. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. I actually, and I don't want to talk about that real quick. There was a video that I seen on TikTok. There was a video I seen on TikTok of I don't even think he's a fitness expert. The kid he's popular on TikTok because he does dances on TikTok, and I think typically he does dances with I think with his shirt off or whatever, and he's
Uh-huh.
lean. He's not muscular, but he's lean, and so because of his high following, um, I think a company reached out to him. I think it was a company that you was talking about, like the suction cups thing, where you put on your abs and it vibrates. He was dancing with that on his abs. And I'm looking at that, and me being a trainer, I'm just like, I see it one or two ways. Marketing, I'm like, yo, get out, you got to get it. He's making his money from individuals that decide to purchase off of his site. I ain't mad at his hustle. At the same time, it is pointless because, again, it's one of those things where people are trying to cut the system. If you want to lose weight,
Mm-hmm.
there's no I'm a trainer, and I'm gonna say this: you don't need a trainer to lose weight. The information that is out there is has been given, and it doesn't change. Consume consume less calories that you burn, you'll lose weight. It's as simple as that. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? I think people and
Right.
it do at least have 30 minutes to an hour every day to work out. It's as simple as that. People know these things. They know it. It's like, but it's they still try to find the shortcuts. Be consistent at what you're doing. You're gonna get to your results. Not only that, but if you're consistent, you're gonna build the habits to maintain it. And that's something I think that's the hugest thing because when you're not consistent, and let's just say again, if you do it, if you go the fast route, whether it might be through surgery, whether it might be through these diet pills or what have you, because you didn't develop the habits to keep it
Uh-huh.
off, when you're done with that whether it might be like an insanity or any type of gimmicks that you're doing, when you're off of it, because there's no habits that have been set in place, you're gonna bounce right back. You know what I'm saying? So that's like again, that's why there's a beauty in the journey. There's a beauty, there's a blessing in the journey, and understanding. All right, I need to be consistent and develop these habits. So not only will I get the weight off, but I'll be knowledgeable to understand how to
Uh-huh.
keep it off. Work with my body because my body is very unique. And it's like that's all people really need to do. And that's just again, that's just on the that's one spectrum of like the fitness front. But that's anything in regards to building millions, building a real estate empire, building a trucking business. It all starts with fundamental steps that if you just abide by and continue doing every single day, you'll get to where you need to get to. But again, it's
Uh-huh.
the journey. It's the journey that's the most important part.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And for for all of our guys out there, and I guess women too, that have significant others, you want to be with a person that holds you accountable and pushes you. Like like I have to shout out my wife over here. She pushes me a lot. Sometimes it's like me, I don't always necessarily need it, but I just like the fact that she just wants me to get it done because she knows when I get into this mode where I'm just on fire, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop because I love being on fire. Being cold, it's cool. I have the same mentality. It's like, I'm gonna catch fire again. It's just when is it gonna happen? But I just need to have that positive level of optimism going forward. But like I said though, man, like you need to always have somebody next to you that is always rooting you on and can tell you the harsh truth when you're just not performing at the standard that they know that you're capable of. You need somebody like that. Like I could see that Eureka's definitely doing that for you, and you definitely see that Steph's doing that for me, man. You have to have the right person by your side so you can achieve that success. And there are people that do it by themselves. More power to them. They do it alone. Nobody's there. But there are people along the way because you need a team to be successful. You cannot be successful without a team. You need a team.
Um, I
You need somebody there to help you out.
I agree to a certain extent
Mm-hmm.
because I think when people think, I hear a lot of times like, "Oh, you need a team, you need a team, you need a team." That's true. But my issue is in terms of a team. Let's just say if you don't have the capital to build a team, like from the get-go,
Uh-huh.
uh, and you have friends that you could go to, but they don't necessarily see your vision the way that you see your vision. I think what people need to do sometimes is start on their own with what they have. This Les Brown says, "Do what you can where you are with what you have, and never be satisfied." Right, and so you doing
Uh-huh.
everything that you can within your power to do, that hopefully through that you're attracting people who generally wants to see you grow and expand, and it's through that where you are able to establish your team. Because I think a lot of times, like
Right.
I go back again, when people say, "Oh, build a team," I feel like people immediately assume sometimes that I need to go out and I need to start paying people to be on my team. And sometimes that's not going to work because if you don't have the money to cut it, if they don't believe in your dream because you didn't establish anything, will they still be your ride or die? So will they still be there during the building process? So that's why I feel like sometimes
Right.
if you could do it, if whatever you could do on your own to build that traction to bring people that who genuinely just want to see you succeed to be on your team, that's great, man. Yeah, I just wanted to throw that 2 cents in there.
Yeah, man. This was, yeah, I like it, man. I like it. Yo, this was definitely a powerful episode. Joe was doing his thing. I'm pretty sure everybody appreciated it. He had some technical difficulties, but yo, this was definitely a good episode and definitely powerful, man. Success. The journey is tough, but the journey is worth it. You become a better person. You might develop patience if you didn't have it. You might develop optimism if you didn't have it. You might develop relationship building skills that you didn't have. There's just nothing but good that can come through that journey. And yeah, Eddie, thank you for spending your Sunday afternoon with us, man. It's always good, always good. Looking forward to another episode. So I think episode 32 of Real Talk Reviews is in the books. When I get settled into this new spot, me and we'll find some ways to get those 2 episodes in every week again, like how we were doing. Because I think our fans like it, man. They love it. I can clearly see they love it, man. People are listening to us and gradually I'm gonna start throwing out some more content on YouTube, as much content as possible. We just gotta get it, man. If we got things to say, write it out and just speak it. Write it out and speak it, man. And let somebody hear it. Because somebody might not somebody is trying to find that message, but they can't find that message because they just need to hear it from somebody. Oh, that's what I'm thinking about. But I just didn't know how to put it into words. And here you come, Andy, or I come, or Joe comes, and boom, we put it into words for them. And now they have that in their perspective and they get it. And now and then they go apply it. So another episode of Real Talk Reviews, everybody. Thank you for rocking with us. Y'all all be easy. Take it easy. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.